Volume. Ha ha ha. There. I have some volume. Anyway, hi. My name is Courtney. It's been kind of a crazy day, but I'm really passionate about helping women with invisible illnesses realize that you can still lead a pretty healthy and active lifestyle. It's just not going to be the one that you had envisioned for yourself. What the hell else are you going to do? You got to make the best of it. Cuz you know what? Everybody has challenges. Everybody has challenges. People struggle. You can't let that stuff beat you down. Anyway, um, kind of funny. I reconnected with an old friend, a very close friend, recently, and I, I mean, I didn't forget. I didn't forget that I quit smoking, but it's been long enough now. I quit in 2010 for good, and it's been long enough now that when I do think about it, it's always like, oh, that was so crazy that I was a heavy smoker, but I was. I started smoking as a kid. I think I was 15 or 16. And I smoked for about 18 years or so. And then I quit for a couple of years. Then I restarted because I just wasn't being very smart at that stage in my life. And I restarted again. And I smoked for another 2 to 3 years. It was kind of funny because one of my colleagues at work, she's a really wonderful woman. I love her sense of humor. It's very dry. And she was like, "You're smoking again?" "Yeah, I'm smoking again." And she goes, "You just don't have enough health problems, do you?" I said, "No, apparently not." But, quitting is hard as hell. I'm not going to lie to you. It's really damned hard, but it's doable. You know how I know it? Because I did it. And if I can do it, literally anybody can do it. But here's the thing: the smoker has to want to quit. According to the CDC, nicotine addiction is the most comical chemical dependence in the United States. New York Times did a story in 1994, and heavy cocaine users were asked to compare the urge to use cocaine versus the urge to smoke. 45% of heavy cocaine users said the urge to smoke was stronger than the urge to use cocaine. For alcoholics, that number went up to 50%. Sorry, distressed squirrel. But I used to have a girlfriend at work. She was an amazing lady. She mentored me into my job, taught me the ropes, helped me figure out what was going on. I worked for a pretty large organization, and our training back then, it wasn't very good. I mean, we all know it's not a big secret, but she mentored me. Well, several years ago, she came down with COPD. I don't cardiopulmonary. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's a respiratory disease, and it's from years and years of her smoking. Well, a mutual friend got really upset with me one day and said, "You need to tell her to quit smoking." I said, "No, no, I don't. That's not my place." And the mutual friend was really upset with me. "Well, that's bullshit. It is your place. You're her friend." I said, "You're right. I am her friend, and as her friend, my job, my responsibility is to be supportive of her while she's going through this struggle. My responsibility is to make sure she feels loved and that she feels she has somewhere to turn if she needs to talk about what's going on with her health. It's not my responsibility to lecture her and nag her." I said, "You have never smoked. I have. It doesn't matter." We're talking about a woman with an advanced degree, okay? She is very intelligent. She's very educated. She knows the health risks. I guarantee you, her doctor had that conversation with her. They probably started talking to her about quitting smoking long before the COPD became an issue. What healthy people don't, I shouldn't say healthy people, what non nicotine addicts don't understand. Well, non addicts, because if you're addicted, if you've been addicted to anything, you'll understand it. Smokers know the risks. My girlfriend knew the risks. She's not stupid. Her addiction was so strong, it was more powerful. It meant it meant more than the fear of poor health. And when I smoked, especially when I was young, oh, that's not going to happen to me. Well, why the hell wouldn't it happen to you? You're a human being. It happens to people. Guess what? You're people. It can happen to you. So how do you quit? You got to just want it. You got to want to quit. You got to want to quit more than you wanted to smoke. You got to be more afraid of things not changing than you are afraid of the change. I don't know if I said that very clearly. Hopefully you got the point, but the desire has to be there, and it has to be really strong, because this is a hard thing to give up. Now, I didn't do it exactly this way, but I really like these ideas. And if I were to start over, which I'm not, because after this long, I'm certainly not going back, but you need to find your why. I've discovered that for pretty much anything important that you want to do in your life, you need to find your why. You need to find that deep down reason that means more to you than the urge to smoke. You need to find that emotional, that thing that just touches your heart, and you'll know it. Get out a pen and paper and start writing it down. But you'll know when you hit that one that just really, it just gets you right in the heart and your emotions well up. That's your why. You have to find your why. You need to select a quit date and line up support. Now, this I did do. I had a really difficult supervisor, and I mean really difficult supervisor. And I told everybody, as soon as I'm done working for her, I quit. I'll quit. And I only work, I work on a contract basis. So when my contract ended that year and I knew I didn't have to work for her again, I left work on Friday, and that was it. I never smoked again. Well, actually, okay, that's not true. That's a lie. I will be honest. I smoked 2 or 3 cigarettes in the summer of 2010. But that's it. I'm just not that interested anymore. But you need to select your quit date and line up support. Enlist your friends and family to help you. Don't enlist your addicted friends to help you, because they ain't going to help you. Okay? Because if you fix your addiction, then they have to look harder at theirs. So they ain't going to help you. But all the people that have been urging you to quit smoking, line up their support. Now, if someone who smokes comes to you for support, don't be a freaking obnoxious nag. That doesn't help anybody. Just gently remind them that, hey, what was your reason for doing this in the first place? Why did you want to do this? Another thing you could do is consider nicotine replacements, patches, gums, lozenges. I did not do that. Neither time. The first time I quit, I used Chantix, I think. I'm probably going to give away like more of my talk here. Oh, I am. If you want to quit, go talk to your doctor. There are medications out there that can support you and help you, but you need to do your research. You need to look at the side effects, because all medication is going to have side effects. You need to look at the side effects and make sure that you're okay with that. I quit with Chantix the first time, and then I found out what Chantix did to me, and I was like, ugh. So the second time I just quit. Here's the thing. Yes, I know nicotine it gives you a rush, it gives you an up. But when you're a smoker, you find smoking so relaxing. So you need to find alternatives. Exercise. I freaking love to exercise. I was really fortunate in that regard. It was something that I loved anyway. And it just got better as it got easier, as the smoke damage cleared out of my lungs. But try exercise, try meditation. Acupuncture can be really beneficial. I knew a lady in California who quit smoking with acupuncture. I have no idea if she stayed quit, but I know she'd quit for several years. Avoid triggers. Booze, coffee. For me, driving. Isn't that gross? I cannot think of anything more disgusting than being trapped in a car with somebody smoking a cigarette. But I used to smoke in the car. That was one of the hardest things for me, was getting used to driving without a cigarette. Clean your house. Get rid of all your ashtrays. You know what? Take your pictures off your walls. You will probably be shocked and horrified at how much nicotine buildup is on your walls if you do smoke indoors. Which is kind of funny, because I used to always smoke indoors, and then the last several years I wouldn't smoke indoors. Smoked in my car, but I wouldn't smoke indoors. Anyway, Anyway, just the stuff that you think about. But clean your house. You will be so grossed out when you move your pictures and you see how nasty your walls look. That'll help keep you off the nicotine. Get moving. You don't necessarily have to exercise, but be active. Be active. Go out and do things. Go make new friends. Go be social. Get out. You need to be active. It helps curb the cravings. Eat more fruits and vegetables. Now don't try to diet when you're quitting smoking. You have enough on your plate quitting smoking. Just eat more fruits and vegetables. They're going to fill you up. It's going to help prevent the weight gain. I'll tell you what I used. I think, well, the first time I think it was, I used the Chantix, and I used, gosh damn, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Hershey's. I don't know if anybody remembers them. Hershey's used to make a hard candy, which was like the most bizarre thing. It was hard candy, but it tasted, they were good. They were nice and chocolatey. And I used those a lot. But fruits and vegetables are always a better option than packing a bunch of sugar into your system, because sugar is also very addictive. Choose your reward. Take your cigarette money. You're going to be out that money anyway, right? If you can use it to feed your addiction, take that money you were going to spend on cigarettes, put it in a jar. I know somebody who financed a trip like that. I bought myself my first set of nice cooking knives. But find a reward. Tell yourself, when I hit 4 months, I'm going to go do this. 4 weeks, when I hit 6 weeks, I'm going to do this. When I hit 6 months, I'm going to go do this. Put all that money aside. Hell, just put it into savings. But if you can spend it to feed your horrible addiction, you should be able to save it to do something nice for yourself as a reward for doing something that a lot of people can't do. Well, they can. They just choose not to for whatever reason. It's a process. Most people don't quit the first time. A lot of people don't quit the second time. But if you don't keep starting over, what are you going to do? You're just going to give up? You can't just give up. So you fell off the wagon. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, acknowledge it. Well, crap, now I got to start over again and move on. You need to be kind to yourself. You're going to get really irritable and bitchy, which is also why you need to tell the people around you so that they're prepared for you to be like that. Because it's hard. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But it's also one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. You need to remember, I think this is cool. Time is on your side. After the first day, the carbon monoxide levels in your blood drops to normal range. I think that's really cool after 1 day. And after just 2 to 3 weeks, your risk of a heart attack decreases. I mean, guys, that's pretty damned impressive. I lost my thought. I got 4 hours of sleep last night. Fibromyalgia is just so weird. So night before last, I was like, holy crap. I slept for over 8 hours. I had like an 87 or 88 sleep score, which is the highest I think I've ever had. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. And then last night, my body was like, yeah, no, you slept enough last night. We're not sleeping. So I got 4 hours of sleep. But it was a really, really rough start to my morning. I just adapted. I did some yoga. I did a little bit of very mellow dance, did super emotive, slow choreography. And I felt so much better. And I was able to come in and to my office and get some work done. And it made me feel productive. I am really fortunate. Now, right now I'm on an extended contract, but I don't know if I told you guys this or not. My employer is going to allow me to continue to work remotely. And for somebody in my situation, that's a tremendous blessing, because I probably would not have gone anywhere today. I probably would not have made it to the office. But on 4 hours of sleep, yes, I can come into my home office and I can do Zoom meetings, and I can do all the stuff that I would do at the office. And there's very little of my job that requires face-to-face interaction. So I've been very blessed, and they're going to allow me to stay remote. And I have to tell y'all, that makes me really happy. But, I'm grateful too, because I know this is a hardship for them. I know this requires concessions on their part, and I'm not at all ignorant of that. But boy, am I grateful they're letting me do it, because it just makes such a big difference. And this is going to allow me to get out of Alaska finally, because I'm sorry, I hate it here. It's an incredibly beautiful state. It is so beautiful. It'll blow your mind if you've never been here. But I don't like the cold. I don't like the dark. I'm only outdoorsy in the sense that I'll come sit on your patio and have a cocktail with you. This place is wasted on me. But I need to be in a warmer, sunnier environment. And I need to be by better medical care. I have a doctor that I freaking love. Actually, I have 2 MDs here, unfortunately, at the same clinic. I love them dearly. We used to have great relationships, but the corporatization of my clinic continues, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And I counted it up the other day, and out of my last 7 appointments, they've rescheduled me 3 times. I think that's a little ridiculous. But I go to a new doctor next week, and I'm kind of excited. I'm a little apprehensive because I haven't been to a new doctor in a really long time, because it's just, gosh damn, there's so much to explain. It's just easier to go back to the crappy clinic with the good doctors, the crappy clinic. Anyway, I'm rambling. I hope you all have a great night. Look, if you're trying to quit smoking, drop me a line on Twitter at Alaskan Courtney. I'm very responsive. And look, I don't have all the answers. I'm not an expert. All I know is I used to smoke a pack plus a day, and I quit in 2010. I have no interest in going back. And it was funny because people used to ask me, and for probably honestly about 6-7 years, every once in a while out of nowhere, I'd get a really strong nicotine craving, but all I had to do was smell a cigarette. Craving completely gone. But anyway, if you're struggling with this, drop me a line. I can help you find some good resources that'll be beneficial to you, because just because it worked for me doesn't mean it'll work for you. But you can do this, and you don't have to do it alone. So be sure to enlist the help of the people around you, but make sure that they don't nag you either, because that ain't gonna help anybody. Y'all have a great night. I will be back Friday at 5 o'clock Alaska time. Thanks. Bye.